Guys, you're currently watching a clip from our weekly podcast, Never Onside. The full podcast is available in audio format on Spotify and in video format on YouTube. So go subscribe to us and press on the notifications. It helps us a lot. Thank
So
you.
let's move on to Leeds United. Leeds United. So let me start. So there was a good amount of interest for Rafinha, right? Chelsea, Barcelona, and in the end he went to Barcelona, but for a good amount of money. Then their second most important player under Bielsa, Calvin Phillips, who again went to City for a good amount of money. So these two out of the three main players with Bamford were the key to Bielsa's the last season, like the first season when they came uh, in the Premier League. So again, losing them is a very big problem. But they went on and got Mark Roca from Bayern Munich, who is not very well known there for the way he plays, but he has that potential. He has been playing, and Tyler Adams again as a defensive midfielder to fill in that Calvin Phillips role, and Brendan Aronson, who I have been very
Yeah,
impressed.
very good.
Yes, for FPL as well, I look players, and he has been quite impressive. And Luis Sinistra, who has also been decent till now.
Yeah,
So in all, they have gelled very well. Like not being from Premier League, none of their signings have a Premier League experience, but still they are showing some good potential. And probably we have seen them as of now. We've predicted them they might relegate or might be in the relegation battle, but as of now, that has not been the case. They are, I guess, in the 15th or 14th place, if I'm not sure, but just above the relegation battle. So they have put in some decent performances.
yeah.
So I would like to give them a six for me.
Yes, for Leeds, the net spend is 1.75 million. So expenditure is 99 million and income is 97 million. So without spending much, they have gotten these good players actually, like decent players. But they have lost a lot of players who were very key to their system. But it's a new regime now, so new managers. So I don't mind that, and I'm giving them a 5 out of 10. Moving on, we have Liverpool. So this club has been under scrutiny for not getting in a good midfielder, and Klopp has almost admitted in some of the interviews to an extent that he should have signed midfielder, and at the last moment they panicked and got in Arthur. Such so not Liverpool. Like some
Yes.
we would expect something like the way they started the window with Darwin Nunes. I was so impressed. Something like an Arsenal, similar to what Arsenal did, and then they didn't back it up with good signings, and they lost Mane, who they have not replaced as such. And Nico Williams is a player who has the potential, and they have let go of him. So Minamino, who hasn't impressed at all. Origi is gone, their legend. So for me, not great. I would give them 5 alongside someone like Leeds. That is all what I can give them, because you can see from the performance now, on hindsight, when you look, you can see that they are clearly lacking someone. And even last season, we were clear that they need someone in midfield. And once you realize that Mane was going, you Diaz came in last season, but you would expect Liverpool to, at least stay near City, right? Because City already had a very good side, and Liverpool didn't have enough depth already last season. So I'm really disappointed that Liverpool didn't go in and get more players. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably for me, the domino started from the transfer of Wijnaldum. We saw him leaving in the summer of 2021. So that was the first domino in the full thing. And then we saw last season as well, the midfield was not that, like they were playing, but again, some injuries or some games here and there, they needed some last minute winners to just get 3 points or maybe get a draw, right? So which hasn't been coming this season. And at the start of the season, Thiago got injured again. Once he has come back from his injury, we could see how like the difference and the change in the way of Liverpool playing and way they are trying to score goals and everything. So definitely, as was mentioned, there is a clear lack of a midfielder. But what I heard from the Liverpool fans and forums is they all thought at the start of the season that they will be saving money this season and going in for Bellingham next season all out. So that
Hmm.
was their whole plan. Is what I am. If you do a 2 plus 2, so you get the whole perspective, right? Why they would want to save the money and go for Bellingham, because he suits the system so well, and he he is what Klopp needs, right? So definitely you can feel that, but they needed someone for this season, right? You can't just bet everything on the next season
Yeah,
that
you can't
once it will come.
sacrifice a
Yes,
season for
yes,
someone like a
and
Bellingham who may or may
yes.
not be good in the Premier League.
And probably this, I know it will be very wrong to say, but this is kind of a transition period, transition season for Liverpool. I know there are a lot of expectations from them and everything, but losing Mane, right, and then losing your midfield, basically Wijnaldum, and you don't having good players in your midfield is kind of a transition season, right, for me. So I know the expectations were high because we thought Arsenal and Spurs might not compete with them because of the squad depth. But again, they have shown why they needed a midfielder. So I guess six for me as well. Not very good. Started with Nunes very well. I think he has been a decent signing till now. I know he hasn't scored a lot of goals, but he has been creating a good amount of chances. He's been getting the ball. I guess he might come good, but yeah, decent signing to say.
Decent
Not
hot-headed
yeah,
signing.
yeah, not
You
100
said
million worth, not
uh,
100 million worth definitely, but again a decent signing. But I don't know how Arthur Melo plays. Like he played for Barcelona, but definitely not suits what Klopp wants. He's more kind of a, not even Thiago tackles. He's just a
mm,
playmaker, and he like tries to set the tempo of the game. So that is what Arthur Melo is known
let's
for.
see
So
how
that is
Arthur
how
does
he
because I
plays.
have no confidence because he's flopped in two clubs before. So let's see.
Yes,
Moving on.
let's move on.
Who do we have next? Manchester City. So these guys have, you know, impressed us in the past. How, God knows for how many transfer windows because the clarity they have is amazing, which other clubs should learn from. Because their net spend is also, I'll have to check, but I think, yeah, their net spend is fucking 18.36 million after getting in Haaland, Calvin Phillips. So that is crazy good. They have got rid of someone like Raheem Sterling who was fading away last season. Gabriel Jesus who wasn't getting enough stats. Only Sinchenko I feel they shouldn't have let go of because he is a player who is really important and suits City so well. Such a natural player, such a talented player, and we have seen now that when the fullbacks have an injury, when Cancelo can play on the right and Sinchenko can play on the left. Now when that Walker is injured, they have issues in that spot. Even though Sergio Gomez has come in, but he has not, you know, Pep hasn't yet given him the go ahead. So for me, such a good transfer window. I would give them 9 out of 10. Only for the fact that they only that one point is gone only because they haven't gotten a solid fullback who could start when required. So that is the only thing. Have we missed Alvarez in this?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
because
we have.
yes, it's not mentioned.
So definitely a great window for them.
Yes. So there were eyes when like Sergio Aguero left a season before, Gabriel Jesus left this season, and they were going all in for initially, if I yeah, Kane, right? But then the
Yeah,
Kane deal fell off. Then everyone knew they will go for Haaland, but despite that, they try, like they got a great deal. Like
great deal,
in
definitely.
today's market, if a club knows that the team is coming for your player, they try to get as much money as possible.
And
But
look at where they got him from, Dortmund.
yes, so that was a genuine good deal, like 56 million, if I'm not wrong, something around that
Yeah, something
range
like that.
they paid,
50s,
which is
in the 50s.
which Haaland has already proved, right? He has already scored that amount of goals, so
I'm sure if
definitely,
United went for him, he would have been 100 million.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the only thing where they overspent is Calvin Phillips, a Rodri replacement, maybe a Fernandinho replacement, not even a Rodri replacement. But
Mm.
yeah, good signing again. Akanji, who has just got into the team, like he has been playing there for past 5 seasons. There is not much difference, or you can pick out. There were a few doubts at the start, but again he has proved his doubters very well. And Gomez, who has started to get in the squad, decent signing. Anderslet from Belgium, when they were going for Kukurea, who was who was sold for around 50 million, and here they got him for just for 10 million. So again, great signing. Just very happy with City, and probably City are the top for me this time as well. 9 on 10 for me as well, no doubts. And Alvarez as well, who is a great signing. They've got
All
in
right.
some great signings, even though they lost some good players.
Moving on,
So,
Manchester United, sit back and enjoy because I've given them a 7 out of 10 for the fact that they were very late in the transfer window. They gotten a lot of good players. They have overpaid for some of the players. Anthony for 80 odd billion, a million. Lisandro Martinez 47 odd million. If they had been sharper, if they had started early, they could have gotten these players for much cheaper. And also Casemiro was kind of like a panic buy, I would say, because he's not a Eric Ten Hag player. You can see it now that McTominay is being preferred over Casemiro, and when Casemiro has started, like not started, when he has come on, we can see that he is not up to the mark right now. He's not fit enough right now, but eventually, I'm sure Eric Ten Hag will turn it around. But for Malaysia was a really good signing, Christian Eriksen. These two are the ones that got my ratings higher, even though the fact that Anthony and Martinez and Casemiro were overpaid, and thankfully 1 point for me for getting Pogba out of the United side, or else it would have been 6. But because you got him out, I'm giving you 7. And Lingard, he didn't have a future at United. You could clearly see that. Dean Henderson on loan, I don't know. I think he should have been kept because if he was
mhm.
there, I'm sure he would have started over De Gea at one point. Telles also had to leave. Diallo also had to leave. Yes, for me it's 7, and it was not a great window for us because I think they knew Eric Ten Hag was coming. They should have gotten the right players that he wanted. All the signings are good, but not great compared to what City or Arsenal have right now.
Yes. So for me, all the players who were about to leave left, which was right. Didn't get much of money for them, but at least they left, right? You get their wages of the bill. So Anthony, great signing, just fits into the system what Tenek wanted. Martinez, again a great signing. The passing and the way he tackles and gets the ball says for itself. Ericsson, who has been a very critical figure for Eric Ten Hag in the center, and Malasia, who has definitely proved me wrong as well. I wasn't very up on him, but
Right, right.
definitely he has got back into the squad, and his spot to lose now. But the only thing I would give them a 6 because they got in Casemiro again, as you said, a panic buy. If that would have been Frankie De Jong, probably that transfer window, apart
Would have
from
been
that
very
money,
good.
yes, that
Yeah,
would have been an 8, like the second highest
yeah.
transfer window, like just like in Arsenal, right? I'm not looking at the money. I know they overspend, but when you are in the market and you know they are coming for your players, you have to overspend. That's the market as of
Mm.
now. So I'm just ignoring the figures. But in all, what Eric Ten Hag wanted, he would have got just if that would have been Frankie De Jong. So 6 for that because it's a Casemiro. Rest
All
else
right.
everything was decent. Let's move on.
Newcastle had a good transfer window, they, you know, somewhat flew under the radar because someone like Isak, who when Wilson was not fit, like when Wilson was injured, he just slotted in right away, right? Boatman, we know of his quality. Matt Target, we know of his quality. Nick Pope is a very good signing. And Karius, I didn't realize, is he really there?
Yes, I guess I have to check, but he should be there
Yeah,
because they
I
lost.
saw some meme saying that Karius is
Yes,
coming back to uh,
yes,
Premier League as well. Let me check their net spend as well.
yes. Yeah. So till then, I will continue again. Isak, who has been playing in for Sociedad in La Liga, wasn't the best at finishing things. Always had that speed, but in Premier League, he has shown he can get those chances and finish them off as well. Till now, has been decent signing. Boatman again, who has been a good signing, and Matt Target. Just whatever we say about him, just as they have Trippier on the right hand side, similarly Target as well, who has been doing up and down all the on the left wing. Definitely a great player, and probably the pick of the transfer window, Nick Pope, which they got in. A very good keeper, saves a lot of things, saved Burnley a lot of times
Yeah,
in those past seasons. Definitely, that is my star for the window for Newcastle United, and this is just the start. I feel in
yeah,
the next one
definitely.
or two
They
years they
spend
would.
122 million. Net spend is 122 million. Income is zero, which shows the intent actually, right?
Yes, yes, and we know they have good owners who are willing to invest in the team. So definitely, this is
Yeah,
just the start. Probably there is. It's not far away when we see those 200 million windows for
yeah,
Newcastle United.
definitely, definitely.
Yes,
Moving on.
Nottingham.
You want to go ahead with this? Yeah.
Yes. So a lot of, I guess 17 or 18, I am not sure. I have lost for count now. They have gotten, and surprisingly, one of their highest paid fee, not highest paid fee, but a high fi signing, who was Lodi, who came at the last minute. And they paid 55 million, if I'm not wrong, for Gibbs White. Everyone was like, why are they paying 55 million for Gibbs White? Right? Everyone was just
Hmm.
laughing it off. So I'm still not sure why they paid 55 million. I'm
Did they
still
pay
not sure.
55 million for him?
Yes, yes, I guess somewhere around that, right?
Let
Just
me
check.
check.
But they paid a lot of money because 50 to 55 million, I'm sure, because everyone was laughing at it.
The number
And
behind 42.5, around 50,
oh,
like 42 point.
42.50.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
just,
it's still a big
but
number though.
big number for a unproven player. And then, but he has still shown a little bit of glimpses here
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there.
he has.
Yes, Neko Williams, who has been again a good player, right? He is in our fantasy teams, just getting in the assist, goal contributions, getting in the front. So I would rate. I have lost account of all the things, but I would rate just a six. Not very special for me, not very bad for me. Just a
For
six.
me, I think I was very impressed. The owners are showing intent towards building a very good side. So they have gotten the most impressive fact is that they have gotten players for the future. Under 21 age must be the average age of the players that they have gotten. So really impressed by Nottingham Forest. I would say I would give them 7 because you look at the other clubs who have just gotten from the championship. Nottingham Forest clearly stands out along with Fulham. Yes, for me it's a 7. Definitely a 7.
So let's move on to the next team.
Southampton. Okay, so what do you think?
Yeah. So they went in for some city players. I guess they're under 23s or somewhere, but
Yeah,
they
they
were not.
gotten 3 players, 3
Yes,
city players.
city players. But again, Lavia, who has been really good, right, for his age and for what we like. I was so well, like not very known about him, how he plays or what is, but coming from a city academy, probably the best players play. Chelsea might differ, but yeah, that's genuinely the few best of options. So again, he has proven at the highest level he can play for a Southampton team, and he came in from Romeo, right? Who was
Romeo, Romeo.
really, yeah, he played really well, right? I am not sure why he left or whether his contract expired or something,
Must be
but
that. I think he was very
yes,
old, Oreo Romeo.
but he was very good. Like I liked him. Like I genuinely liked him, and he is playing at Girona now, and he's been playing well as well. And then Bazunu, the keeper, not the greatest, but he has been saving a few good saves and everything. So they lost few centre backs as well on loans, and they got in the a few centre backs as well from Marseille and
Bella Kocha, you we have seen
Bell.
how we
Yes,
have.
yes,
I've been
yes,
impressive though.
yes. Bella Kocha. He has been genuinely like he doesn't look like he's playing. He's young as well, right? He's just
Yeah, I think
22
so.
or 23,
Something
but
like
he has
that.
been really taking those
Very
Premier
impressive.
League forwards very well, and definitely winning everything in aerial duels as well. So, for me, again a six. Nothing special, but a six. They've gotten some decent players.
For me also, I'm agreeing with you on this. It's a 6 out of 10. Yeah, let's move on.
Yes.
Tottenham Hotspur. So this club has been really impressive in their signings, and they got in Richarlison. They got in Romeo. Romero was already there, right? I think
He was
loan. He
on
was
loan.
on
He
loan.
was on loan, and he yes permanently got
Bissouma,
signed.
they've
So,
gotten. So some really good
Perisic.
signings. Perisic, yeah, of course. How could we miss him?
Huh.
So overall, for me, the fact that the question is, have they improved their starting level? They have improved their depth for sure. And this club had the one of the best transfer windows that any Premier League side has. But the only concern is, have they improved on someone like on the right back spot, especially with Emerson Royal and what is his name? Uh,
Doherty.
yeah. So they could have improved there, and they could have gotten a register because we have seen that that is one point that they were lacking right now. So for me, good window, but they could have done more. But I would still give them an 8 for the intent that they have shown, for the quality that they have brought in. Even though they have improved the starting 11 because they have other now they can go after other trophies as well. In 2 or 3 friends, they can battle with the current team that they have with Perisic, especially being a very versatile player. So overall, a good window, and I would give them 8.
For me as well. The fact about them improving on their starting line, probably Perisic is the one which sticks out because they had Reguilon on that
Yeah.
wing. So again, Perisic trade comes in, and I would like to mention Longley as well from Barcelona. So
Mm.
Ben Davis, he has been coming in to play for Ben Davis, and we knew Ben Davis was decent, but Longley is surely, I guess, Longley will get the starting spot sooner or rather. So that is something. Those are the two positions as of now. They have got improvement on in the current starting 11, and then most of the players which they got like Bisuma, who might be coming in as well, but they have been getting in the depth definitely, and they got in all their players very early. Like they got in 6, 7 players in the starting
Yeah, yeah. They went for the
phase. Yes,
pre-season tour together,
yes,
and
yes,
we
yes.
had seen the images of players, uh, being like run like dogs by Conte.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the only concern point is again the right back, as was mentioned, Spence, who wasn't a Conte signing, but the club made him sign because he was one for the future, which they mentioned. So will be interesting to see how he comes out. But overall, 8 again for me. Just like Arsenal, they got their targets, what they wanted, got the good depth. But let's see how they roll on. And they had a good squad, and as everyone had expected them to finish in the top 4. So let's see.
yeah. So
Till now,
adding
they
one more point, so I had mentioned that they are lacking a register. This is what Conte also knows. This. So I was reading an article about Spurs last day, in which uh, they have pointed out that Spurs are struggling to build up from the back because they don't have a player like an Marcus Alonso who could spray the balls in to get get out of the mid block that the opposition has. So the problem now is that they have a 3-2 build up, which is the three center backs and the two midfielders, they start the build up, but the rest of the team is very high up. For example, your Perisic, your Son, your Kane, your Kulusevski, um, those kind of players are very high up the pitch. So there is a huge gap between your built up players, that is your five block of five, including your defenders and your midfielders, and the rest of the five. There is a huge gap. So only a player who can spray the ball in with accuracy can, take Conte side into a next level. So that is a major fallback, a major drawback they had in the transfer window, which they didn't address. Yeah.
Probably Romero, who is injured, might try to solve that problem a bit, because he's known for his balls and everything. But definitely, so he might solve. But yeah, something to address. So let's move
Which
on to the
Romero is
next.
there? Is there
Christian Romero.
Christian Romero is a center back? I'm saying
Yes.
from midfield. Yeah, I'm saying from
Yeah,
midfield.
like he has a good range of passes, so probably he might address the issue in a few, like not whole completely, but something out
All
of it.
right.
So
All right.
definitely.
All right. Moving on. West Ham. Yeah. So we had discussed about West Ham in some of the podcasts, and Paqueta is a really good signing, and Maxwell Cornet, Keller. Um, so some decent players. So I've read some reports that West Ham have really improved their squad with these signings. But it's not yet there on the. It's only on paper right now. We'll be seeing it as the season progresses, because the main issue they have right now is that they're defensively solid, but they're not creating enough going forward. So in that sense, they have not addressed the issue. I guess they have signed a center forward. Yeah, this guy,
Skamaka.
uh, Samaka. Yeah. So he will also need some time to adjust to the Premier League, I think. Yeah. So overall, I would give them somewhat like 6. Yeah, 6 or 7 max.
So for me, all the players they got are good quality. Like for a mid Premier League team who wants to compete in Europe, probably they have got good signings. Corne, who was is the one only who is experienced in Premier League. Rest of all are not experienced. So definitely they will need some time to gel up and play what they are known for. But in all, as a transfer window, I give them 7, because they did the right things. Like
Okay.
to, as you mentioned, to put it on practice, it will take some time. But as a team and as a management, who like they wanted some backup, and they definitely got it. So a 7 for me on West Ham.
All right.
So let's
Who do
move
we have next?
last team for the day.
Oh, last team, Wolves. Yeah, Wolves is a peculiar case. I've given them 5 out of 10. They've gotten Matthew Nunes. Uh, the interesting fact is on the right side more than on the left side, I guess, because they've lost Gibbs White, Den Donger, and all those players, Fabio Silva. And though, if you check, you can see that it's not a huge amount that they have gotten. Um, so for me, it's not. I'm not very impressed by their signings, but we'll have to see. Except for Nunes, you might know about Gonzalo Guedes. Yeah, take it ahead.
So for me, Guedes has been very good this season. I am looking at him as always like an FPL asset. So he has been playing really well, has been linking up well, has tried to take on shots. So definitely, him and Nunes both are very good signings. The star signings for this window. They have gotten Collins for Conor Cody, another player who has had like Premier League experience. So nothing special. They got in their two players, Nunes and Guedes, who like a few clubs in Europe wanted them. So definitely they got in, and for that again, I would like to give them 6 as well.
All right. So we have agreed on most of the
Yes.
uh, players and most of the ratings as of now. Yeah. So that is a top 10. Like the rating out of 10. Mayur, I'm put you on the spot. Which is the best transfer that you have seen this in this window?
Has have to say Haaland, right?
Yeah,
It's the
right.
very
That's
easy
true.
answer way out. But
Yeah.
if you exclude Haaland, you have any
I
uh,
would say Ericsson. What do you think?
Eric
For free.
for free? Yeah, Ericsson is a good
Such an
show.
impact.
Like,
Such an
Ericsson is
impact
a good
player
show. Yes.
for
I'm
free.
trying to think about someone. Probably Jesus as well for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. Definitely.
So again, we never saw his full potential. So he has improved Arsenal as well, and he has shown his potential as well. So win-win for both the parties. So yeah, two of our shouts for that. So yes, that was it. We'll be doing our regular podcast from next week once the Premier League and all the other top European leagues are back. Till then, we'll be. This was it for this video, this week's video, and hopefully we'll join you soon. That's right.
All right.
That's it for today. Bye.
Bye.